Last time on Flipside.
Everybody's coming on the boat?
Not everyone. Marco and all them are staying there.
Can't hear my own voice.
Some of the boys are coming in. I'm gonna go pick them up at the ferry right now.
Oh, I recognize this place.
We're going to the glaciers, ice of Alaska.
A yellow, high red, danger.
It sucks, man. That was gonna be all perfect.
This is Flipside, the show that takes you behind the scenes with the Absinthe-Films crew to see what it took to make the snowboard film optimistic. As soon as we got to Haines, it was like epic snow conditions. The stability wasn't there, but the snow was amazing. There was an inch-tall layer of hoarfrost 12 feet down, and that's definitely something that nightmares are made out of.
The other heli was up here before.
Yeah. And then Justin said nobody will leave Juneau until we snowboard here for a few days. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll send it down there.
So we wanted to at least have some other people out there before us and not be the guinea pigs.
You know where Justin wanted to go? He was talking about being in this region here somewhere.
We didn't have the right people in our crew. It was Danny Davis, 18 years old, never been to Alaska. It was really important for us to keep it safe, keep it in places where if there was a disaster, it would be on a much smaller scale. So we decided to just focus on building jumps.
Justin was filming together with Roma and Danny. We joined them in the same zone, and we basically got there once they finished building their kicker, and they were about to get ready to film Doors Off.
Oh my God, he's hanging out? Oh yeah. Already?
Radioed up to Justin if they were in need for a second filmer. Got a ride up there, positioned myself as a second angle to accompany Justin's heli angle. And once again, Roma and Danny on fire.
It was like, roll the dice, spend your heli budget on the days that you have. Immediately got into building jumps and filming them out of the helicopter, which is really, really expensive. Usually that's something we build up to, you know, get people comfortable in the environment and then really hit it hard.
I went to strap in, top of the jump, and realized my binding was broken. So now I'm gonna come chill with Brucey.
There's two guys hitting this jump, one of them's out. What do? Keep filming. So Roman was hitting it. It was just like still ramping up. Going for this double cork cab 10, and it was just looking so insane, but he just didn't feel right hitting it by himself, so he decided to give his board to Danny.
Double cork!
He ended up not getting his cab 10, but I'm sure that his homie got a chance to ride some more.
Next time you guys see me, I'll be riding Armand's board and ragdolling down the landing.
And even though the stance wasn't right for Danny, and Danny didn't end up getting anything more, or did he? I don't know. I just remember that Roman didn't get the cab 1080.
Just go get a trick, man. You live in 2 days.
Put the pressure on the youngster.
Fresh, organic vitamin C. Straight from the sun, yo. Check it out, son.
We decided to bring the heli down to Haines Airport when Gigi and Vole would arrive early morning, and weren't quite sure if they were up for like jumping straight in the bird bit after a 2-day journey around the world.
Is there a crew out already? Or?
Those guys are Alaskan routiniers. They know the drill. They know once the weather is good, snow is good, there's no pardon.
You guys to do your beacon drills and stuff?
They pretty much jumped out of the plane, geared up, hopped on the bird.
Juno.
Already, yeah?
Already? It's epic. Here with Annie, Ollie, Nico, Roosty, and Pat. Digging the pit.
Across the valley, Gigi would join in with Justin, Roma, and Danny.
A rainbow with Roman.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Got there and the kicker was halfway ready. That's big. So I owe them a kicker for sure. First session to film with Danny, heli session, it's pretty tense. It's constantly boom, 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 laps and jumps, and it's great actually.
Gigi shows up, joins in with those guys, got some of the strongest footage of the year. Basically, right after Gigi arrived, Danny needed to leave. It was definitely something work-oriented. It's just like, okay, leaving AK POW for a road trip is kind of a harsh decision, but he had just had such an amazing week.
We hit this windlet. I went way too far the last time, right before I jumped in the heli. Yeah, dude, I had like 10 minutes to catch the plane.
It felt right to just have him go, digest what just had happened, and come back up and just be twice as stoked. But I was also really happy and relieved to see him leaving healthy.
You're watching Flipside, the making of the snowboard film Optimistic.
In the meantime, Annie, Wolle, and Nicholas discovered this new zone that we named Little Switzerland. Started off investing time with going look for features for Annie. What do you think? How did it feel?
Felt like good. Where those guys jump?
I was getting a little worried about leaving Wolle and Nicholas alone on their own and not giving them any of my attention. But I saw that they were packing something down a little low down the ridge and were about to finish a kicker. Didn't bother finishing one kicker. Started filming it because we thought like the next day is gonna be that day. Took the time to build 2 kickers in one day.
Yes, Ollie, that's good. Good block right there. We're gonna need another one.
I'd rather put the remaining time in, finishing another kicker with the last light that we had, and we're feeling good about coming back the following day. Unfortunately, this ended up being one of those situations where the weather wouldn't play along with us. After the lucky 10-day period of nice weather that we got starting off in Alaska, that day ended up being the last.
After 2 days sessioning, the 3rd day it warmed up.
We started pretty strong when we came in Haines. Weather came in and a lot of waiting. But that's part of the game in Alaska. You need to be prepared for that.
Dropped Marco, Ethan, and Shane off at the airport. Took the ferry and the rental car over to Haines. We were like riding every day to the resort to nothing for like 8 days now.
So we're hanging in Haines, bad weather, not much to do, and all of a sudden we get a phone call from Nixon that they had a gathering going up in Anchorage that they want to invite their riders to.
Going to Girdwood on Saturday for 2 days of helling with the Nixon budget. with Roman and everybody.
Guess who's coming with you?
Prousty?
Yeah.
Yeah! Bo, sick. Das wird geil.
It's Bluebird, we don't have helicopter. I don't know what I'm doing here. I should go home. We sent it to Juneau because I thought it was bad weather, but it's pretty good weather to me. Next Wednesday, I'm gonna go fly home.
Wednesday already?
Yeah.
What? Earlier now?
No. Thursday flight is full.
So that's gonna be the end of your season right there?
For absinthe.
Today, Bird is out. It's Bluebird. We have Mark Schultz coming up here from Juneau with sleds. So we're gonna explore the pass for the first time here this season, and hopefully frustration won't come creeping up.
with the bird not being around here.
Yeah, unfortunately got really warm the last week and rain up high, but still, do you see how much snow there is?
Yeah.
Crazy.
We're gonna be here like for a long time.
Yeah, the crew is getting there. It's getting cold.
On the pass. And what are we finding?
Nothing.
Crust.
Hey Justin, it's Sean, dog. It's supposed to be nice. Nice now. It's supposed to be nice. I can have the heli here in the morning. And I need to let Coastal know that very, very soon, or it won't happen.
Tuesday's definitely gonna be pretty good again. One potential day with those guys. Plus Nicholas is leaving Wednesday. That only gives him so many more days too.
The helicopter had been sent back to Juneau because there's no helicopters that are stationed here in Haines. But it looked like we were going to get another break in the weather, so we called the helicopter back up. It's like an hour flight each way. Helis cost $2,400 an hour, so it better be really worth it.
It's on.
Nice.
Heli's in the mail. FedEx morning delivery.
It's a good little team effort there. We're all up and on it, and out of bed. We're out here.
We'll fly, there's a hole there.
Fly through the hole and see what peaks are in the sun. There's that ridge we landed on. There's no way we could have gotten out on it.
No way. There it goes. Wow, it hardly even moved. I thought that we were going to get a lot more snow to move, so it kind of definitely makes me feel a little better about it than when we initially got here.
That's pretty sweet.
Turned out to become one of the longer party nights at our local bar, playing pool, dancing around, feeding the jukebox. And you know how it goes, the longer you stay, the more fun you start having, and one thing leads to another, until we finally got kicked out of the bar by 5 o'clock when they closed down.
The night before leaving, Bushti came in the room, like, yeah, we're gonna go have a few beers in the bar. I'm like, nah, we have to drive 15 hours tomorrow, so you go party, I chill for once.
We're leaving to Anchorage. We went partying yesterday. Let's go wake up.
I just want to get the show on the road.
Non, 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 il va payer la vie.
What? Jump.
He's coming, he's coming!
What the dude?
Claudia was there in no time.
Hey, what the?
Quick! Like, holy, like, bad spot, you know, here, not a good spot. Call the 911.
But I realized this joke turned into a nightmare. Transported me to the local emergency care, analyzed everything, took x-rays, and came to the conclusion that I was too severe of a cut. They couldn't stitch me back up, and I had to fly out of Haines to go to the nearest hospital in Juneau.
Like you was leaving.
Yeah, I was until he broke the window. Because he was supposed to come with me.
He received 3-4 stitches.
Huh?
He went through that far.
He went all the way to the kitchen.
Yeah, it's all over.
Careful with the Swiss. Swiss and window, that's a big story.
I'm there for like, what, 2 days. Yeah, right there, troubles.
Follow the signs, huh?
Do we send these guys on this trip? Is this a sign?
Follow your nose.
We had enough filmers, it was easy to switch out Vladica for Patrick, and Patrick obviously wasn't going to be going anywhere for a while. Those guys were amped to go. They had committed, we had committed, so we sent Vladica.
Drove all the way to Alaska, which is a ski area nearby Anchorage.
Got a phone call from Vlado. He was with Danny Davis at Super Park, and...
What happened?
Danny broke his foot at Super Park.
So it's like, man, one thing after another. You know, I was definitely looking forward to have Danny come back up here and ride with Roman, ride with Gigi.
So he's not coming back?
No, he's out for 2 months.
Just took a motel, calmed down, let one night pass, and decided to go back to Haines.
Didn't have to get surgery. They were just stitched me back together, 41 stitches on this arm, and like 4 patches with each like 3 stitches on the right arm.
Even though knowing that I wouldn't go back up on the mountain anymore.
And I felt I want to come back up here before I finish the season and not leaving it on such a nasty note.
We planned to go heli-boarding, and right at the start in the morning was kind of like a bad vibe with whole operation up there. Like,
I know, it took a while for the pinpoint, this part. When you're on the snow, it's gotta be a little... I'll show you a trick.
the guy looks at us like we were like little punks.
You did take a while.
It took a little while.
We had huge plans for Anchorage. Heli-boarding paid by our sponsor, Nixon. There was like tons of stuff right underneath us that we were past. We was like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. And he dropped us on like this little slanted hill. The guy starts to dig this pit right where the wind drift, where the wind came in. It's like, this is so unnecessary.
So-so, just because it is kind of a flat little wind-loaded place. No big red flags right here right now. I'll keep checking for sure. Work this side of the tracks. There'll be other groups coming in here, so just take what you need. Try not to waste anything. If it can help without making me look better.
You're watching Flipside, the making of the snowboard film Optimistic.
I didn't come up here for food.
But don't be surprised when he takes us in on the first fuel run.
The guy's like,
I just told you to not do wide turns. What about your friends that just went in front of you on the same run? There's no comparison.
This guy just wanted us to do figure-8 turns right next to each other.
We follow the guys because they don't know anything. They've never been heli skiing. They're afraid. We know what we're doing. We want to go everywhere we can use the.
You guys know what you're doing. That's why nobody can find their peeps.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
You guys are a joke. Right. I've seen it all, buddy. I mean, like I say though, I don't care. But if he tells me to go in at lunch, I'm just gonna go in. I got a couple days left here. I really don't care.
I really don't know what I'm doing, but I saw you riding. I was laughing.
You're hating on us right now?
Yeah, he is. And I mean, I can't find my peep really quick, but you know what? I can ride. It's nothing personal. It's just.
Well, I thought you did get personal when you said I couldn't ride.
We had a really interesting day up at Crow's Nest with Annie, Nicholas, and Vole. Vole was standing on top of this cornice, and suddenly I just see a huge part of the cornice just come barreling down.
I don't see Vole. I think he's in the debris. I don't see
I had no communication with him, so we didn't know where he was. I could hear one yell, you know, and just to hear one yell is not a good thing.
We have amazing guardian angels. That's gnarly. Kind of reminds me of the one of Travis. I was like ready to drop in. Remember, you were like to film. I was ready right there. Yeah. And I see around the corners, same thing. When I came down, I was gonna turn my peeps on, but then I saw his hand.
He'd gotten partially buried. He lost his board. He was definitely done riding.
Glad you're alright, man.
Yeah, me too. Taking a ride without a board, it's not that fun. What's up, Roosty?
Doing
For
good.
the pickup.
How are you doing?
Yeah, alright.
What's happened?
Took a pretty gnarly ride with the cornice. Yeah. Got buried.
You did get buried?
Managed to get my hand out and do like this and have my head free. Could breathe, otherwise I would be in trouble. Snow stuffed and like snow in the mouth and
Oh yeah?
couldn't breathe if I was
What about
buried.
the Avalanche?
No chance to get it in.
No?
Nah, because I wasn't prepared for it too, you know? Wasn't even thinking about it.
Vole had been thoroughly scared, and it was key to get him back on snow, or, you know, that would just grow in his mind and definitely become more of an obstacle. And he felt like he wanted to get out there, too.
I was just psyched to go out and just ride and just don't worry about filming, just go and shred.
Figured Nicholas, Jules, and Vole would be the perfect crew. So we ended up going to Birthday Bowl, one of Nicholas's favorite spots. Found really good snow, found really good stability, and had a a solid session there.
Going with Nico to birthday ball, I mean, he pretty much owns that ball. Anyways.
Nicholas is almost ready. You ready, Justin?
The birthday bowl session was Nicholas's last day, and I'm up there and I'm asking him, man, are you really actually leaving? It's POW in Alaska. It's gonna be Bluebird tomorrow, and you're gonna really leave. I don't ask people to stay very often, so that when I do, it carries more weight. But he wasn't feeling it. He felt like he had gotten what he came here for, and he'd been here for his last 4 birthdays. And he wanted to be back at home in Switzerland for this birthday and spend it with his girlfriend, so that's the decision he made.
Next on Flipside.
I wish we had some good days earlier, but oh well.
Back in Haines, where we belong.
You guys said it was gonna be sunny.
I'm stoked we didn't went helling today.
I need to take a vacation.
AK-07.